Symmetry elements in molecules. What is symmetry? Something is symmetrical when it is the same on both sides. We can say a shape has a symmetry if a central dividing line, that is called mirror line, can be drawn on it to show that both sides of the shape are exactly the same. If you look at these structures, so these are the central line dividing the structure into two equal halves. So we say all these structures have symmetry. Now we'll see what symmetry operation is. A symmetry operation is an operation that is performed in a molecule which leaves it indistinguishable, or other words, we call it a new term, superimposable on the original position. These symmetric operations can be performed with respect to points, lines, or planes. There are 5 types of symmetry elements present in molecules. They have unique symbols also. The first one is known as proper axis of symmetry. It is denoted by Cn. Then plane of symmetry, sigma. Center of symmetry, I. Improper or alternating axis of symmetry, Sn. Identity element, E. First, we'll consider proper axis of symmetry. A proper axis of symmetry can be performed by rotating the molecule to a certain degree. That is 360 divided by n, where n is the order of the axis. The resulting configuration is indistinguishable, or in other words, superimposable with the original structure. Then we say it has n-fold proper axis of symmetry. We'll consider boron trichloride as an example. So we all know the structure of boron trichloride, that is trigonal planar. It's a planar structure. All the angles, bond angles are 120 degrees. So actually all the atoms are spheres, ball-like structures. The boron, the atomic radius of boron is greater than chlorine. So it is denoted as a pink color sphere, and 3 chlorine atoms are denoted as green color. So in reality, all these atoms exist as spheres. We cannot differentiate or distinguish the chlorine atoms among them. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am rotating this boron trichloride molecule through 180 degrees on the plane of the molecule. So we can see the Cl1 and Cl2, they swap around and they replace the orientation, but Cl3 exists in the same place. But in reality, you can see after rotation and before the rotation, we cannot differentiate the structures because they are indistinguishable. Just to study the stereochemistry, we can just use the notations here, but in reality, we cannot differentiate the original and the structure after the rotation. Here I rotated through clockwise through 180 degrees. Doesn't matter, you can rotate through clockwise or anti-clockwise. You will get the same answer. Now what we have to do, we have to divide the 360 divided by the rotated angle, in this case 180. So we get 2. So we are saying boron trichloride contains C2 proper axis of symmetry. Here the N, that is a subscript here that denotes number 2. Can you think of any other proper axis of symmetry for BCl3 molecule? Okay, there is, of course, there is another proper axis of symmetry is present, that is C3. So this is, earlier we rotated on the plane of the axis, now we rotate perpendicular to the plane of the boron trichloride. So this is the plane of the boron trichloride. Now I am rotating through this red color arrow that is perpendicular to the plane of the boron trichloride through 120 degrees. Here also I am rotating through clockwise. If you want, you can rotate through anti-clockwise also. Now you can see all the chlorine atoms have been shifted, but still the both structures are indistinguishable because all these are spheres. So before and after rotation, both structures are indistinguishable. So in this case, we have to divide 360 degrees by 120 degrees, so you will get 3. So in this case, we say C3 proper axis of symmetry is present in boron trichloride molecule. So therefore, conclusion, we can say boron trichloride has both C2 and C3 proper axis of symmetry. Here the C3 axis of symmetry is known as principal rotational axis. The next slide we will see what principal rotational axis is. So principal rotational axis is that if a molecule has more than one type of n-axis, the axis of the highest value of n is called the principal rotational axis. In the case of boron trichloride, we have C2 and C3. So we say C3 is the principal rotational axis. You can try yourself. In the case of benzene, you will find you will have C2, C3, and C6 principal rotational axis. And since 6 is the highest number, you can say C6 is the principal rotational axis for benzene. Here there are few practice problems. So we'll do in my next video clip. Now we'll move on to our second type of symmetry element, that is planar symmetry. A planar symmetry is an imaginary plane that bisects or divides a molecule into two equal halves that are mirror images of each other. Again, we'll consider boron trichloride molecule. So now what we are placing a plane mirror through the boron and chlorine 3 atom. So boron and chlorine 3 will hide into the mirror, but now these two will be reflected on the opposite direction. So Cl2 that is on the left hand side will become on the right hand side, whereas Cl1 that is on the right hand side will become on the left hand side. So in reality, since these are spheres, after the reflection, we cannot differentiate the original configuration and the configuration after the reflection. So in this case, we say it has, the boron trichloride has a planar symmetry. Actually, there are three, we can place a mirror through three planes, three vertical planes. Those are perpendicular to the plane of boron trichloride. So these are known as sigma dash V, sigma double dash V, and sigma triple dash V. So three vertical planes exist in boron trichloride. Can you think of any other planar symmetry for boron trichloride molecule? Of course, there is a horizontal planar symmetry. In the earlier case, we placed the mirror perpendicular to the plane of the boron trichloride. Now we are placing the mirror through the plane of the boron trichloride molecule. Since all these boron and chlorine atoms are spheres, we are placing the plane through the center of each atom. So you can imagine that one. So upper part of the semisphere will become the image of lower semisphere for all the chlorine atoms as well as the boron atom. So in that case, we say that molecule has a horizontal planar symmetry. So in conclusion, boron trichloride has three vertical planar symmetries and one horizontal planar symmetry. Now we will move on to the centrosymmetry, the third one, that is, the notation is symbol I. A molecule is said to have centrosymmetry if all straight lines that can be drawn through that is important, through the center of molecule encounter identical atoms or groups on the opposite side from the center. That is important, that is from the center. So we look at this molecule. So it's a square planar. We have four atoms, fluorine, hydrogen, hydrogen, and chlorine on the top of this square planar, and we have four atoms at the bottom of this square planar. So here the fluorine atoms are denoted green, chlorine atoms are in blue, and hydrogen atoms are in red color. So you can see this is a center, and if you draw a line through the center, you can meet fluorine atoms on opposite directions. Similarly, from the center, you draw a line, you meet two chlorine atoms on opposite directions. So that's also perfect. Similarly, if you draw these two hydrogens, they are in the opposite directions. And also you can see here also they meet on opposite direction. It is important in centrosymmetry that all the atoms should meet these criteria. Even one set of atoms or one pair of atoms deviates from this, then that molecule does not have a centrosymmetry. So you can clearly understand this concept from this slide. So this is the earlier one. Here you can see all the atoms meet opposite. If you draw a straight line, they meet on the opposite direction. So as a centrosymmetry. Look at this molecule. Here the fluorine atoms are okay, but this chlorine atoms are also okay. But you look at this one. Here you have a hydrogen atom. If you draw a line through the center on the opposite direction, it meets a chlorine atom. So it deviates from this conception. So we say this molecule does not have a centrosymmetry, but this molecule has a centrosymmetry. Now we will move on to the improper or alternating axis of symmetry. The symbol is Sn. A molecule is said to have an alternating axis of symmetry if an arrangement would be identical to the original is restored when the molecule is rotated through certain degrees, theta, about an axis, passing through the center of the molecule. Then the rotated molecule is reflected in a mirror that is perpendicular to the axis of rotation. So we'll try to understand with an example. Okay, again, look at this molecule. So we are rotating this through 180 degrees. So what will happen? Suppose you look at this chlorine atom, it will come here, right? If you look at this hydrogen, it will go. So all the atoms will be rotated through 180 degrees, and all the positions of the atoms will be shifted through 180 degrees. So here we rotate through 180 degrees, so we got this configuration. Now, so this is the axis of rotation. Now we are placing a mirror that is important to the perpendicular to the axis of rotation. Okay, now we reflect this one. So you can see after the reflection, we get this configuration. Now what we have to do, we have to compare the original configuration and the final configuration. If both are same, then we call it alternating axis of symmetry. So this is very similar to proper axis of symmetry, but the only difference here, we first rotate through certain degrees, then we reflect in a plane mirror, then we compare both the original configuration and the final configuration. Again, we have to divide the 360 through the rotated angle. So in this case, we have to divide 360 by 180, so we get 2. So in this case, we say this molecule has C2 axis of, so I'm sorry, the S2 proper axis or alternating axis of symmetry. The final one is known as identity element. So that is known as doing nothing, or in other words, we rotate through 360 degrees. So every molecule at least has this element because we are doing nothing or we are rotating through 360 degrees. So thank you for watching my video, and in my next video, you will learn something more in stereochemistry. Thank you.